Hajimemashite. Okay, so as you can see, from my studio space to a little bit more of a couture fashion house type of approach. Now, my whole initial plan is to actually have both. I'm not looking at doing one or the other. Music goes with fashion, fashion goes with music, and that's how I've seen it my whole life. I have worked in the fashion industry, and I have also worked in the music industry. So for me, the ideal approach to a larger picture of this topic of music production is actually having a larger picture. I don't think you should have one view on music. I think music is one element of the larger picture. I mean, you have musicians who are not able to dress themselves, so they need stylists and makeup artists and designers to create their own style. And then you have artists who don't know how to do graphic design and photography. So if you have a space that allows you to develop all of those perspectives and have equal skills in different departments, it's going to be a lot easier to help other people. So that's my general approach. I had done a Posh show within this space yesterday. It's not usually here. I move it around my apartment, but this seems to be a really interesting approach. We have the lights here. I have the music. I can be like the sort of DJ. And this is the track that I played. Have you listened to it? I did produce this. This was produced on, oddly enough, on Garageband many, many years ago, but I lost the original track, so I only have it as a copy on an MP3 format and on my SoundCloud. I'll just have you listen to this. This was used for a fashion show as well, back in South Africa. Very catwalk. So my music is more, it's more on the lines of fashion. I feel as if it's definitely more fashion. So my stuff is a little bit more, I don't do the commercial stuff, let's put it that way. I could see myself doing the catwalk stuff, which I've done before, and I've worked with models and designers and all those things in the past. So you're seeing me from a different perspective today. Okay, so I have my mannequin here. I have my garments over here. You can see my numbers. This is for I'm going to be doing a whatnot today. So I'm getting ready for that. And then these need to be ironed. So oddly enough, this is actually my mic stand. You can see it's my mic stand, but I use it for a stand for my steamer. So this becomes a steamer stand too. Okay, so that's a bit of a feel of the one track. I have a couple of other pieces on here. I don't know. I have Asia on here too. Yeah, so I think my music is a little bit more fashion related, folks. I'm definitely on that between spaces. I never claimed to be a pop production type of person. I'm a little bit more underground. I've been told that on many occasions, which is fine. I totally love that. I'm not trying to be something that I'm not. I am who I am. I've studied fashion and I studied music and I studied art, so I have skills in a number of different things. And the reason why I wear crazy outfits is sometimes because I'm trying to express myself and I feel it's important to be expressive. Pieces that I've made, I've actually personally made for my fur baby. These are vests. Dior is a cat who he's my fur baby, loves to go out on walks, so we have established creating vests for him because he refuses to wear pieces that I buy, so I have to make them. Very picky. It's a vest. This is leather. Somebody asked me, is this diesel? I said, no, this is not diesel. I used a diesel leather pair of pants that didn't fit into creating a vest for him because, you know, I'm not going to waste the leather, so that's how I made this, and then the inside. And then this one. So I produce things as well. I'm not, like I said, I'm not claiming to be a person just in the music because I've never been like that. And then this piece, you saw this piece on the ground before. This is actually, it says Valentina on here. And I made this with a paper mache mannequin that I reconstructed from one of the mannequins that I had, and I did a bust. And then obviously everybody knows that Valentina has a very spiky and neon yellow, neon green type of feel to a lot of the stuff that they do. So I was very fascinated with that. So this is what you call a walk around through my little tiny studio space. Eventually I will grow this out to something larger. And yes, I do see fashion and music together. I don't see it separate in my world. And now that the accessibility for live shows are available on many platforms now, which is what I'm doing, I think it is important to talk about it. It's a very now niche. You don't have to be in the fashion world. You don't have to be in the music world. You don't have to be in any world to participate in live selling. You have to just follow the instructions and guidelines and make sure that you're a good person and responsible to be selling on a platform. So that's one element. And this over here is actually a painting I had done. But because it's a heavy painting, I was eventually going to make this into, let's move these here. I was going to eventually make this into a table. I have two of these. And at the moment, because there's not enough space to put the rack here, I use actually this as the rack. It seems to hold very nicely. So utilizing what you have is another approach to doing live shows. You don't have to go anywhere. You're working from home, and you can actually do both. And that's what I do. Part of my time is spent with production, and the other part is spent with selling online. And you know what? So far it works for me, and I think I'm very happy doing this versus just being in just the fashion industry or just the music industry. For me, it's the molding of the two, and I enjoy working from home for that purpose, and that's how I see it. I would eventually build this up, and yeah, that's how I see it. So this is what you're going to see when you see me in person. Let's go back to the first track that I played for you guys. And this is another piece I've used in the background for the videos. Just to walk around. So the music that you're hearing is actually the music I use for my live shows. It's kind of nice and calming, and I find that calming music gets you in the mood for listening to stuff. I'm not, like I said, my music is not, it's not the average, let's put it that way. I'm definitely more European in the approach to music and underground, because that's what I used to do back in the day. So I'd sell my pieces here. Yeah, I thought it was important to kind of walk through a different look into my studio space, not just as a musician, but as somebody within the fashion. So yes, in theory, I could actually guide people on two different perspectives. I studied the fashion in a formal fashion, it was called London School of Fashion, which was in South Africa. They have a branch in London and then a branch in South Africa for a year. Then I shifted over to my master's in art, where I did music again. I went back into the music. So I sort of, like I said, I dabble with both. I don't think I'll kind of just split it into two. I mean, I think the way I'm doing it is the way how I see it, and this is how I've been working towards my goals. These are my goals. These are nobody else's goals to follow. If you want to know more about what I'm capable of doing in the fashion, by all means, reach out to me. See me on one of the shows. See how I work on one of the shows, and open up the perspective of not just talking about music, but fashion. Like, what do I know about fashion? What do you know about fashion? What kind of things do you see as fashionable? What kind of things don't you see as fashionable? Yeah, that's how I see it. So that's me in a nutshell, folks. And you can see my keyboard is covered this time. My focus is the clothing because I have the shows coming up, and that's how it is. This keyboard is now used as a table or a place to display and show. So yes, I am literally doing both in one space. And I think there's nothing wrong with being different and out of the box. I actually think it's valuable to have people that are not doing the same thing, because who wants to be the same? I mean, how boring is that? Just like, who wants to follow a trend that everybody else is doing? Be your own trend. Create your own thing. Make it what you are made of. My name, Cinta, is not the normal run of the mills. So why would people expect me to be the normal run of the mills? If you go onto ChatGPT, it will tell you exactly what the word Cinta comes from. It's Hindu originally, translated into Indonesian, and it's ancient Sanskrit. So if you want to go deeper into my personal name and my background, check out what my name is about. And okay, and that's it. Send me messages. Tell me what you think. I'd like to hear from people as to what you're seeing now. Don't see me as just somebody that does music. See me from a different perspective. Different perspective is always the answer. Never look at the person at the same view. It's kind of boring. You want to see the person from where they really stand. Okay, and like and subscribe, and hope to see you guys in the next one. Arigatou gozaimashita.